Okay, so I'm trying to think of all these things I want to talk about because I have the house to myself. So there shouldn't be any door slamming. But, you know, that's how it goes when you got people living in two different realities. You know, the people who are in this other reality, they really believe all of this stuff that is going on is serious life. They think that this is real and they're scared. And you try and talk to them and all they see is you're crazy and you can't get through to them. And, you know, I think it's kind of like them coming out of this, like, you know, like their inner and their outer is at battle. And it's kind of like, you know, let's just say people are going to be acting weird for a while. That's all I can say is, yeah, people are going to be acting weird. And, you know, it's a lot to take in. So many people are so stuck on so many different areas, you know. You know, I've been thinking about it. It's like every single thing. Like I go in there and I put on my face stuff, you know. And I used to use all sorts of serums and crap like that. And, you know, all those chemicals, like they put certain chemicals in there to make your skin addicted to it. So you use them and then you stop, your skin starts aging. So, you know, cleaner I think is better. So I've been really trying to, you know, reduce the chemicals out of my life as much as possible. And you know how hard that is because our whole life has been built on this corporate lifestyle. And, you know, that's how they roll. It's the poison. So, I use a bunch of oils and, like there's this stuff called a balm now. I swear to God, it even smells like, it smells kind of like green soap, which reminds me of the stuff we used to clean when we would do tattoos. But it is a bag balm or something. That's stuff that you can get to put on. Like I've had to get it to put on an animal before. And it's this like thick petroleum kind of stuff. I literally put that stuff on my face now. It comes in a little thing that's fancy, you know, that says it's for faces. But I don't know. I swear to God, I think I could go down and just buy bag balm and put it on. It doesn't seem any different. But just stuff like that, you know, and, you know, the school, all of the stuff with the food, with the chemicals that we use, everything to try and move it out of their chemically intoxicating environment and move into a more natural, healthy way of living. It's pretty hard because, you know, everything is coming from them. And that's going to be a huge transition for a lot of people, especially people who are still so hooked on that whole reality, you know, everything they provide, school, education. That one is going to be a big one, you know, that all these people just keep fighting and fighting over what they want in the schools, but they're fighting the government. It's the government's schools. So it doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense to me, kind of. But people just, you know, they're just, they don't, it's been such a part of our life, they can't see what life could be without it. Like, how could my child not graduate from high school? Wouldn't that just automatically mean they won't be successful? Well, you know, I know a lot of people who didn't graduate from high school who are very successful. So that doesn't make a difference. You know, they're little pieces of paper that they, you know, get us all to, oh, got to get that piece of paper. Just like the money, got to get that piece of paper, everything. All it is useless paper. And look how they have us all like entrapped in this system fighting for useless paper. I mean, it's literally a joke, really, because it's just as weird because we all play along. We don't even, well, there has been people who have questioned the system, of course, but those people, you know, we've all, for however long, thought they were all crazy, you know. Most people are crazy. Why would they leave, you know? It's like they leave the system. you know, the cities, where the jobs are. You know, they tell us how much we're going to pay for homes. They charge us huge amounts of money for a home. You know, you used to be able to just save up money and just go buy a house. They've got cars now that are 10 times the price of what houses used to be. You know, I mean, it's absolute insanity what they have done with our, I'm watching, no, I've been watching, I just want to stay alone for a while. Especially, you know, when you get to a point where you've done a lot of healing for yourself, then other people's energy is very intense. You really, it really is heavy energy. That's all I can say. It's hard. So, anyways, I'm enjoying this. I even did some sage because, you know, energy is what everything is all about, you know, and people don't really seem to understand that we are energy and that we're here having an experience, but it's like an illusion. It's like we've all come into the same dream. You know, our conscious mind is here having this experience. You even are birthed into this experience. But people get caught up and think that this is it. This is life. This is all there is. And they think if it's not this, you're dead. It's like it's very, it's none of that stuff is true. It's all very misleading and misguided. And, you know, that's the same thing with, you know, we got the education, we got the government. I mean, all the people, there's so many people. The medical establishment right now is just failing people. Which, by the way, hold on, I got a cough. I hate that when you got that, like, stuck right here. But I don't want to make a big loud noise in there because I know that would be obnoxious. So, what was I going to say? So, the thing with people, oh, brain injuries, just gotta go fish for that thought again. Well, let me just go back to whatever I was talking about. It'll come back around. So, when, let's see, I'll just go back to the stuff about their system, like the government and stuff, right? So many, the medical, you know, the medical already had failed me, obviously, you know, just gave me that little reminder of what it's like to have a brain injury. And plus every day, all day long, I live with blindness. So I have that constant reminder of this medical establishment. You know, they gave me colitis. I have to be very, you know, if I would have stayed on their medicine, you know, because they just pile it on. Once they get you in that thing, they just keep giving you more. You have symptoms, they got another medicine. You got a symptom, you got another medicine. You know, I was on 18 when and I was like, let's see, how old am I? I'm 60 now. And I got my brain injury when I was 48. I got colitis when I was, I think I was like 55 or 54, maybe 52. But so from that time, like from 50 to 52 or whatever, they just kept piling on medicines up to the point of 18, you know, and I kept being like, you know, isn't this like a lot of medicine? Like, this seems like extreme. Oh no, you know, that's nothing. I've got people with pages of medicine. So they always downplay, like, no, it's not hardly a thing. Then you go talk to somebody who's not on any, and they're like, what? 18 pills? Well, some of them, that's 18 medicines. That could be several pills a day. So yeah, I had, when I was on, at my worst, I'd say, and I was on all those pills, I had a little freaking thing you buy and you have to fill it with all your medicine because, yeah, you can't keep up. You have to go through, you get your medicine and you put it in the little thing each week usually. I think some old people have them maybe for a month or something, but mostly you have them, I think it's like a week. And you can have it like 3 times a day for a week and my thing would be just totally full. It was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. And I kept getting sicker and sicker. and trying to, you know, tell them. And they send you for tests, but it always takes so long to get in for the tests. And you have to have authorization and all of their bullshit. And you're just getting sicker and sicker. And they're just like, oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, you'll be fine. Oh, we got a pill for you. Take this pill till you get to the next doctor. I mean, it's so crazy. And especially I had medical background because I was an RN. And I had seen, you know, what the medical establishment was like working in the hospital. I knew it was fucking corrupt as shit. I knew it was like, and I worked in doctor's offices. I knew how Big Pharma did the doctors. I knew how that worked. I had seen, you know, they pay for doctors to go on vacations. Like, what is it? Like, they write so many prescriptions that they go, hey, the winner this week is, we're going to go over there and give you a free vacation. Maybe just they're lobbying, you know, I'm not sure if it's like they win them or what, but they give them vacations. They give them so much stuff. Like, if you think your doctor just goes and reads about this medicine and is like, oh, you know, I think I've got some people who could really benefit from this. That's not how it works. No. So, yeah, there's a lot of people who are just finding out about this rotten establishment and how corrupt it really is. And it's all based on money. And government, like, I mean, a lot of people already knew how corrupt that was, but, like, it's a new thing for some people. Some people, like, right now, trust the government more than they trust the people around them. That's what blows my mind. Absolutely. But, you know, the thing is it can blow my mind and I cannot understand it. And I can feel like, you know, why can't they see? But the thing that gets me is, like, they're about to see. They're about to find out. And that's where it's like, you know, what is this going to do to some of these people's psyche? I mean, we talk about the mass suicide and stuff that's about to happen. And, you know, I mean, like Trump said all along, the ending's not for everybody. And, you know, who knew we would get to this point where, you know, this would be going on nonstop. And people just dying and then just lying about it. And just trying to get people to line up and make it to where you have to go and get it. And yeah, that to me is the sure sign of, like, okay, that's my exit cue. Yeah, I won't be in this working establishment anymore. And I kind of feel like all of this stuff about, you know, get food and stuff is kind of like about this. Like, be prepared. You know, have some food stocked up. You know, their whole system is collapsing. So even if you feel like, oh, I've got to go to work, I've got to have money and stuff, why? Why? Why do you need to go get some paper that is about to go up in flames? You know, this is a time when you should be, you know, going and standing up for your own rights, you know, listening to your internal dialogue, spending time with family and friends, and, you know, really working on yourself and your healing. You know, this is, you know, to be fighting this system or these corrupt people for, you know, what you want. They're not going to give us what we want. That's not what they're here for. And, you know, a lot of people are fighting for it. And another thing, too, to think about is, like, you know, my sister is fully, has lupus, has been on that thing that Trump talked about all the way back. I mean, she takes infusions of it. She, you know, she's got lupus. She's got autoimmune disease. Is on that medication every day. Would have no way gotten it. And she still went. And all of her kids. All of her little kids. Now it's a family thing. They're all done up. And not only that, went into a huge fight with my mom. Just was, you know, really wicked in some of the stuff she said. And the thing is why I'm saying this is she's ill now. She just messaged my mom yesterday. She's ill. And she's got the Orient, and she is, you know, I'm sure because, you know, the rest of my family is all into, you know, the illusion. She'll be completely directed to go to the kill facility, you know, because that's where you go to die. And she will be directed to go there. I was talking about it with my mom, no doubt about it. You know, hopefully she will listen to my mom when my mom told her all the things to do to take care of herself, you know, and things to help build her immune system. And, you know, and besides, she's, oh my gosh, stuff is so wacky. But anyways, the whole thing is don't be somebody who is attacking somebody and saying a bunch of really mean stuff to them, because that could be your last chance that you're going to get to say anything. And I'm telling you, if you go in and you start really dive into near-death experience people and what goes on, and yeah, you don't want to be going and dying and leaving that kind of energy. It's going to be very difficult because you get over there and you can't fix it. You can't do anything about it, and you see things from a higher perspective. So when you look down and you see your life, you don't just see like from your eyes and go through that experience. You're going to see it from other people's perspectives, and you get to feel their pain of what it felt like, what you said to them and stuff. You're going to feel that. And, you know, when you die, and there's going to be a lot of people. I mean, we're going into this period of time. We're going into flu season, for God's sakes. When you do that and then you pass on, you will be the one who suffers from that. Like, it draws people into that. Like, people think like you just die and you just go about your business, or, you know, go into the ground or whatever. Go sit at the feet of the Holy One and sing for eternity, whatever everybody believes. You know, everybody's got their own stuff. You know, the way I understand it, you know, go look into stuff more for yourself. But the way I understand it is it's about consciousness. It's about expansion. It's about learning. And you are held responsible for everything you do. There is no excuse. You don't have an excuse. You have an internal guidance. When you cut off your internal guidance, then, you know, that is your free will. But there is no excuse. You can't be like, oh, so-and-so told me, because you are being directed inside of yourself too. And so, say you die and you said a lot of really shitty things to somebody, and then you go off and die. You go up, you see your past life, or you see your life review, and you see the pain you caused people. What do? You know, what are you going to do? That's why. I mean, people think like, oh, there's ghosts and it's so scary and stuff. No, you've got spirits around you because they're trying to fix things. They're trying to help you. Yeah, there is some dark energy as well, because we are in that place where they get to be. This is like an elementary step for souls. You know, this third dimension. I even heard somebody talking the other day that there's souls that aren't even in the third dimension right now. They're still in the second dimension. And I had said, you know, I don't think all the souls are even in third, you know. And they're not all going to ascend. You know, that's just, you know, fact. This is an opportunity, but it's not an opportunity that every soul is prepared for. But still, every soul that is wanting to heal and grow gets this great chance to do it. And it, no matter what, it expands you as a soul, you know, because most of your existence isn't incarnation. It is as a soul, as a being. And your being is, you know, I mean, do you want your being just to be this little tiny, I mean, you can't even expand. If you're going to stay down in judgment and hatefulness and anger and bitterness and stuff like that, that holds you back. That is really holds you back. It is like you is the ties that bind you. And when you want to, you know, work on forgiveness and love and appreciation and gratitude, and all of that is expansion. So your soul grows. And so your soul can't stay in this more dense energy, because it's like a helium balloon to the dense energy. You know, it becomes more buoyant. It pulls out of that. So all growth is all expansion for a soul, no matter what. You know, even if it feels small and insignificant, it propels you as a soul. You level up, you know. Every single thing that you heal and grow from is constantly leveling you up. It's like your helium balloon just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, pretty soon you're like up. You just float away. But that is, you know, that is what your soul is trying to do. But people who are so caught up in the world, this worldly life, they are just misled. They're confused. They don't know how to even expand. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And, you know, I'm not going to eat dog. I don't like how I feel if I hurt somebody, you know. And there's a part where I know I hurt sometimes people by being honest, but I think my thing is kind of crooked. So if you notice it's kind of crooked, it's because my thing broke. It tipped over and it broke. I have to order another one. And I had another light too, this little one, but the colors are not as good. It's not as bright. So it kind of, I don't know, kind of makes me look orange or something. Orange. Like I'm an orange man. Orange woman. That's not a bad thing. That guy's a great guy, you know. I wish I would have noticed it sooner. But he really, you know, he's really a kind soul. You know, just if you don't understand that, look up about his humanitarian stuff, man. That guy was just really a good guy. And the fact that he doesn't drink and he doesn't do any, I mean, he really is one of those kind of family guys that really is into his family and likes to hang out with his wife. I mean, I know he's had a few, but, you know, I've had quite a few myself, so, you know, no judgment. Relationships don't always go the way you want them to go, you know, but do you just give up on life? Do you just go, oh, well, love is over. I'll never do that again. You know, for me, I won't repeat those same things I did before. Like, think a relationship's going to fix me, or, you know, it's going to make things better or something. No, no. I've spent all of my time for the past, like, I think 6 years or something. I've lost so much track of time. But I think it's like around 6 years. It might be 5 or 5.5. I don't know. But just working on me. Just working on me. And, you know, you get to a point when you're just working on you that you would not take anybody who would, you know, talk down to you or treat you bad. You know, you raise your standard. You raise it to where you know what you deserve. And you won't settle for less. So, you know, the next relationship I would be in will be very much more of a high vibration. Now, I don't need any more of these low vibration relationships that are toxic. And there's so many people in toxic relationships, and they think that's just the way it is. That's just life. Relationships are just bad. People are mean to each other in relationships. People talk down to each other, cuss each other out, you know, are abusive to each other. No, that's not really love. That's two wounded, injured people trying to heal and blaming one another. It's very toxic to each person. You know, there is no good or bad guy. It's just two struggling people who've come together in a low vibration, who both thought the other one was going to make something better. And it's a very frustrating kind of situation. So if you're in those kinds of relationships, you know, I'm not saying that you can never be with this person, but you need to work on yourself. because there's a lot of toxic things that we do. We've been kind of programmed to do in this system here. So it's not like, I don't know, I wouldn't say like, it's hard to say, like, I mean, do you have choices when it is all that's out there? Just like what I'm saying, like with the creams and stuff like that. I mean, it starts getting to be like, well, what am I going to go, just go put the olive oil on my skin or something? And then even that, it's like, probably has some kind of poisons in it. I mean, I don't think they give us very much doesn't have poison. And they definitely don't give us positive ways of learning how to deal with each other. Even psychology is toxic, I think. It's all about blaming somebody. And I don't think that's healthy. Because to me, you know, through my healing and stuff, what I have found is that it releases blame. Like, you have more of an understanding for people. You can kind of understand, you know, they have their own pain, they have their own stuff, and they're just trying to get by too. So, you know, but there's so many people who are just in these toxic relationships and just accept it. And, you know, it is time for people to heal. And I've talked about it before, and some people, maybe they do need to have a bit of time apart to actually get to know themselves, because these codependent, toxic relationships are, you know, prevalent in society. These toxic relationships, and kids are left to the wayside. I mean, we've got a whole restructuring to do. And it's not just our buildings and, you know, how we're going to eat, how we're going to live, how we're going to interact and stuff like that. It's the whole restructuring of our, how we communicate with one another, how we treat one another, how we treat our kids, how we look at families. You know, it's a complete redo of everything, because everything has been manipulated. So, you know, if you are in a toxic relationship, I mean, there's all these people that just think, well, that's just the way it is. You know, you just accept it. And, you know, psychology is, I think psychology is not helping. I think, to me, my growth was spiritual growth. It was going inside and, you know, getting to, it's a process, and everybody might have it a little bit different, but mine was definitely dark night, and then having to do some, the healing, and then rebuilding myself and getting myself in balance in so many different ways. You know, just getting in balance with your feminine and masculine, because so many people, they just get so into, they get too identified in just the one area, and then they feel kind of uncomfortable in the other one. But you have to get them in balance. Like, you have to be able to be both things for yourself, because it is, you know, you have to be the protector and the nurturer for yourself. And it's hard. It's hard to do that. There's so many things, you know. In this world is just so twisted up in their information, especially like right now, how this stuff is coming, you know, as that word you can't say, but it has about transes and about beings called humans. So you put all that together. And yeah, they are pushing that agenda so hard, which is to not identify as anything. You know, don't be female or male. To just go and just be nothing. But that whole thing is because they don't want procreation. They don't want you to be a creator. They want more control. So, and, you know, they're working on their absolute slave race. And it's not by accident that they're no longer called human beings by these people, because they're trying to develop something new and different. And it's their little ultimate slaves, zombie people. And, you know, we see how well the programming has worked. They've definitely created zombies. And, you know, who knows what else going on inside with all this stuff. Some people, you know, their bodies can't even manage it, and they're leaving. But don't forget, they're just leaving they're like leaving stage left. They're not leaving forever. They're, you know, just right around you all the time. People who love you are right there. But again, don't be somebody who is going around being, you know, a jerk to people in this time that's so tense. And then, you know, something happened to them or something happened to you, because you don't want to leave things like that. And, you know, I really hope that a lot of people, I mean, you know, I don't know. We're just now going into flu season. There's, you know, these people who now are getting sick, and I don't know. We're going in for a pretty wild ride here pretty quick. But just remember that this is a temporary situation. It's not going to be long lasting. It's not Armageddon. We're completing the transition. We're in the transition. I can't say for sure, you know, how far, like if you think of it as a tunnel, and light at the end of the tunnel is the age of Aquarius. I can't say how close we are for sure, but I say we can see the light. I say the light is coming in, and it is going to be, you know, it's going to be a beautiful thing. I think it's this week. I've seen articles and stuff. They say the 18th that America will no longer be able to pay anything. So, you know, Social Security, all this stuff is going to panic people. They're not going to get their checks. They're not going to get money. Who knows? I mean, bank accounts will be closed down with money in it and stuff. Just remember, that's their system. That's a bunch of paper. That's them. They're blowing themselves up. And there's a whole new world that's going to take its place. And it's going to be so much better. It's really going to be really great. And, you know, the new financial system will be all on gold and silver and like real things that you can hold that have value, and not, you know, paper. So, and they keep us fighting over paper. It's just weird. But, oh, and the other day I got an electric bill. It was $17. I don't know if I already said that, but I thought that was really, really weird. So, you know, we're supposed to be going into free energy. Like, everything is going to change for life as human beings on this planet very, very soon. So, you know, just keep on working on yourself. Keep on working on whatever comes up, the different kinds of things, you know, like if you're, you know, falling apart because you're losing your job, just remember, you were looking for that job when you got it. You probably took a job that wasn't even, you know, completely in alignment with you, that you probably were at work thinking about other things you'd rather be doing. And now's your opportunity, you know. And the same thing, like with the health, you know, all of this stuff has been happening. This should have been keying people into thinking about their own health. What do I do to take care of myself better? You know, but it's done that for some people, but not everybody. And everybody's got to get to that point, because that's how you save yourself. You don't save yourself by the quick fix, you know, run and get one of these or any of that. It just blows my mind is, you know, for forever. I mean, forever. Well, not forever and ever, but I don't know. It's been like, for a long time, they just gave antibiotics for everything. Like, you gotta sneeze. Oh, here's an antibiotic. Well, then at the hospital, we started having patients who were resistant. So they would get really, really sick, and there was no antibiotics that would work. And they had to get stronger and stronger and stronger, vancomycin and this stuff, and then have it go as an infusion in these people. And people would still get sick and die because antibiotics, we shouldn't have been taking them like they were doing. And so it messed people up, and old people started dying from it. So then they started being like, well, we better not give antibiotics, which is weird because that's all they want to do is kill us. And they really want to kill old people. I mean, so I'm definitely on their target list. But so the, you know, I don't know, I don't know, probably because I just forgot what I was talking about again. Oh, what was I saying? The medicine, I think it was talking about something with health and medicine. Anyways, I think I've made my point. I keep doing these really long ones. I don't mean to. Sometimes I like to do them like shorter. I don't know. I don't mean to do them like long like this. I don't know that people want to sit and listen to me talk for a long time. But anyways, it is important to focus on your own health and to take care of yourself. They aren't going to save you. They're not here to save you. Oh, the antibiotics. So then now they have, you know, that, she's snoozing. Now they have it. Now they, oh, she's dreaming. She's just going down. So now they have it that that when you call the doctor and you say, hey, I'm sick, or my kid's sick, they wouldn't even see you for a couple of weeks. I'm like, okay, let us know if you're still sick in a couple of weeks. It's a virus. Get over it. And then all of a sudden, this happened. And everybody was like, oh, I don't know. It's like people, do they forget things? Like, I don't know, fear. Fear is a controller. I just, I did a TikTok. Somebody had sent me this morning a little clip of Dolores Cannon. You know, she's been dead quite a while. And, you know, she was quite the leader in QHHT, past life regressions and stuff. And the information that she says comes directly from talking to higher selves and other beings, through, you know, in these hypnosis sessions. And the stuff she said is so accurate. Exactly, it's what is going on right now. And everything she says is so true. And fear is the biggest problem. Fear is what is controlling these people. They're all so scared to death that they're going to die. They're so scared of this, so scared of that. You can't live in fear. But the only way to really get out of it is to really realize who and what you are. You're eternal. This is an illusion. This isn't real. It feels like it's real, and you're really having an experience. That part's real, but this isn't real to the idea that this is all there is, that this is a dream, that we're all just in here together having an experience. And, yeah, you know, just all I can say is just, you know, keep working on yourself. And there's no shame if you and your partner needs to take some time apart. It's probably super healthy. And, you know, don't blame one another. You know, be proud of each other for wanting to heal. And, you know, you may both be able to just really heal and bring your family back together and really have the life that you hoped for when you got married. Hopefully you don't have so much resentment and hatefulness towards the other person, and you can get that love back that you once shared. And, but if not, you just work on yourself and, you know, bring yourself to a more healthy place. And I definitely don't want to come across as like I'm out here trying to break up families or something. But I do know that it's not healthy for a family to be in a toxic environment. You know, if you have people who are going around and, you know, raging and, you know, expressing anger and hurting people all the time, that's not healthy. And it's not healthy for the person who's doing it. They really need to go in and help and cleanse, you know, and figure out, why am I so angry? Why am I so mad? What is wrong with me? And you're not going to figure it out if you're just having, you know, this non-stop triggering. You got to step back. You got to have the time to internally, you know, meditate on stuff, you know, ask the questions. If you ask the questions to your guides, they'll answer. Not everybody's going to be able to hear it or understand it. You know, a lot of people are still in that place like, oh, that stuff's crazy. There's no spirits. There's no life after death and all that stuff. But there is, and they're there talking to you. And, you know, you tune in, and like before, I gave a lot of different videos about how to start recognizing your communication with your higher self or your guides or whatever, because they communicate in all sorts of ways. So, you know, just really start focusing on that. I'm not at all saying, you know, giving you a way out to be like, okay, I'm just going to go leave my spouse and leave them stranded or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. That's not healthy. That's not going to be helpful to anybody. You know, you want to always be treating people like you want to be treated yourself. But this definitely is a very, very hard time. And, you know, I hope people can stay in the same households and treat each other with respect and also heal. But if you can't, you know, just, it's very important for your healing to work on your healing. So wherever that has to happen, however you need to make that happen, you know, maybe you can do it just going camping for a week by yourself and just being out in nature and spending time fishing and just spend time, you know, in introspection. And out in nature, you won't have so much energy coming at you all the time, because this is all about energy. And then people are going to learn a lot more about energy and consciousness. And now I've really been talking a long time, so I'll go ahead and go. I probably just am rambling about the same stuff I talk about all the time. But anyways, it's important. It is important to work on you. So have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.